So I have these sections here, and this is actually spliced out into 9 different splices. What I mean by that is we have a splice here. We have another splice here. Then we have another splice here. But then we also have a splice here. We also have a splice here. We also have a splice here. So you can start to see sort of how there is a few different, if I just erase this here, you can kind of start to see the matrix. And the matrix is, if you are technically, a matrix could do this. Your concept and motivator 1 can have this ad be shown first, but it can also have this ad shown second to that same user and then pop out the other side. So what they're basically allowing us to do is create 3 different concepts and 3 different motivators, and then put them all into 3 different variations. And now what's coming out the other side is being able to test a motivator and a concept to a person wherever they may be. So if we said, hey, the concept number 1, this one is missing teeth. Now in missing teeth, I have a hi-fi and a lo-fi treatment. So I have 2 different variations of it. I have fast sizzle and I have more, lower budget examples. This could be something like a product demo video and also UGC. Those would be hi-fi, lo-fi differences.
Can you explain hi-fi and lo-fi again real quick?
Yeah. So if you think about hi-fi and lo-fi, it's hi-fi would be high quality production, high editing, high amount of money going into that ad. Lo-fi is things like the ugly ad, take a picture of an ad that you wrote on a Post-it note.
Gotcha.
So that's like kind of the difference between the hi-fi treatment and lo-fi treatment. And I don't know why they have a hi-fi, lo-fi. I almost can kind of skip that portion in my brain. I kind of understand that sort of portion, but they break them out into separate categories later on. And so the reason why is, yes, if I have a Super Bowl ad, I've covered that. But if I also don't have a UGC of that, I'm speaking one-dimensionally.
Yeah.
Or if I have a video of, this like 2-minute professionally, we have one with a company called Camelo. He was on Jimmy Fallon, and we had our products be showcased right during prime time on Jimmy Fallon. The ad that beat that, though, at a 4X in both scale and ad spend and results is our Sizzle video. Sizzle video is amazing. So we spent 118 grand this month. Now this ad here, though, is our, let me sort this descending. We got this one. You can see it really is really liked by Meta. We have Shaq. We do have Shaq. He's in this video here. But then we also have something that is on Jimmy Fallon, which we'll explain. But this one here, this is a hi-fi sizzle reel. So I'm going to keep it off. This is a Knicks player, and he's on the basketball court. They stuck these sunglasses on him, and you can actually move it up and down on the left-hand side and actually change the tint. You can change the color. You can also play music through the earbud that's built in, all within the same pair of glasses. Wow. So it's like you can see him like moving up and down and changing it. It's like, this is the next wave of the future. And it's like all these, every walks of life is like demo. It's sports. There's music. I don't forget who this artist is, but he's like a famous artist. And so you're seeing all of this pan out in really fast motion. Now, why is this cool? Well, Meta understands what this is. If I take a 30-second clip from Jimmy Fallon, there's 7 seconds where it's like, let's look at the Camelo sunglasses. Oh, these are cool. Okay, so yes, Meta's like, I don't know who Jimmy Fallon is. I haven't recognized that person. I don't know what this ad is. It's actually less intelligent to Meta because there's not a lot of understanding about what that ad is. It is good that it's Jimmy Fallon, but it's actually doing worse. We even tried to force some ad spend on it. It did okay. But the product demo is like, I understand now exactly what the product is in 30 seconds or less. Cool.
Okay. So when it comes to ad creative, then what I hear from that is you want to understand the full, hook, value prop, call to action. You don't want just a hook and a value prop. You want the full picture as to what's going on inside of the ad.
And you want to create 3 of them. They said, it was funny. They say, give me 5, and they show an example of 3. It's just kind of funny. But even if we just skip this part, which I think is okay, we can kind of skip this. This is basically trying to say, like, have the founder story, UGC, us versus them, testimonial, and make like, nice looking ones and some shorter form ones and maybe some low budget ones and maybe another.
Well, it shows it at the bottom as well too in the different variants. So it's kind of repetitive.
Exactly. And so all that basically means though is like a video, static, and a reel version of them. If you think about the videos, the statics, and the reels, if you have video, if you do 9:16, you actually cover yourself in reels. So you really, if you wanted to, you could be lazy and just say like, hey, if my videos are 9:16, I'm already in reels. Okay, cool. Chop this off.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thought process. So you have a video and a static. And what they're basically trying to do is I'm going to test a few different angles, a few different ways with a few different pieces of supportive creative, but I also need to be able to touch someone on a reel, which I'm just going to bring back in for purpose of demonstration. It says, I know more about the people than you do. So right now I'm going to test a motivator and concept in this video, hi-fi, and I'm going to test that to Caden. Caden liked it, but now Caden's on reels. Okay, I'm going to show it to him again. He didn't interact with it. Well, maybe let's try a different concept. Oh, he's interacting with that. Okay, let's try showing like a static. Oh, he's interacting with that. Well, maybe let's try a different reel. Oh, he's actually not interacting with that. Okay, let's go back to the video here. So based on what Caden is seeing, it is being able to hit Caden at any point in his journey, at any point in Meta, i.e. Facebook and Instagram together, to say, I now have all of your concepts and your motivators, your call to actions and your incentives, whatever your offer is. And I'm able to test that to anybody I believe needs to see it in any format. I think they need to see it wherever they are in the meta sphere. That's what they're doing. Sounds like Performance Max. Give me search, shopping, YouTube, GSP, discover, display, and I'll hit the right people that I need to hit in order for this to maintain a consistent scale. Now, we've modified this to say you're only both Performance Max and ADV Plus. You guys can only eat what you kill, i.e. first click CAPI imports of new customers only.
Yeah, you learn the first concept.
You can see how these things cross over. And sometimes, a lot of times, like I can show any ad to anybody anywhere. And as long as I show any ad to anybody anywhere and claim attribution, you can see how this can spiral in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So we have two basis points of that.
So this goes into, I mean, the creative testing conversation that we were having a while back on how cost is sort of prioritized towards engagement, what we assume based on the platform. And that's a combination of everything. That's like CPMs, that's clicks, that's click-through rate, that's hook rate. Like all these things put together is kind of just going towards cost represents that.
Exactly.
And so when we're looking at ad creative on what's working and what's not working, reminder for everyone is that cost is one of the leading factors that we look at in order to decide which ad is performing and which one's not. Because like you were showing in the previous slide, people go through first concept and they might convert on like, you know, the static on the second concept because that resonated with them more. They just tested you on the first concept to start. And so I think that's, I mean, and then from there, Meta now knows, okay, concept one didn't work on him. Concept two showed more interest. I'm going to test concept two against people like that user now instead of concept one.
Yep.
So yeah, and that makes a lot of sense.
And everything we're going to find out after our first iteration is going to have its own heartbeat. And so what I found in Venera as an example is, check this out. When sorting descending by spend and also by the conversions, we have demo, UGC. Yeah, that would actually pretty much cover a complete full view of what Venera is. So this is the product. This is how it works. This is how much it costs. This is how long it's made. This is how you buy one. This is how you actually upload your dental records. This is how you upload your smile. This is a before and after pictures. This is a 3D rendering. And look at all the happy people doing it. Okay, I'm like, if I'm spending $120 or $150 on veneers, and I can see videos that basically show like this person here is like snap it in and, you know, it's a time lapse of basically how these things are put in. And then this guy goes, now he's got a full white set of teeth. And now they got videos of people eating with them. And that, I mean, it's very, very, very simplistic. I don't need a whole lot more than that in order to produce a result. And it's getting me, this one down here started doing like a product. This is still, you know, features and benefits. You can see the feature and benefit all of a sudden is getting now $10 CPAs because it's doing a lot of remarketing, I would imagine. Yeah. But I have this whole thing at least a month, honestly. Like I'm going to give this thing a month before I find out how it's working. And then we have to make 5 iterations on the winners every week. Hey, if you like this video, we have a school community where we have a few hundred members and we cover topics, everything from the basics to all the way to the like hyper crazy advanced stuff that's like coming out next month. So a few hundred members there. We go live twice a week, something with an hour-long education about something that is very relevant to the community that week, plus a weekly Q&A where you just get to come and bring us all of your problems and we solve them one at a time.
So I have a link below in the description if you want to join. And then obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer those for you. And we'll see you in there.